All right, four-wheeler, first thing you need to do is make sure there is fuel in the fuel tank. On this particular one, the fuel tank is on the top. It's really simple. Take it off and you should be able to see the fuel in there. It's pretty good now. If you're unsure, just put a little bit extra in there if you're unsure on how much is in there.
But we can see it moving.
Mm-hmm. All right. On this particular one, you have to shift into gears itself. On this portion right here, this is the shifter. You can shift into reverse, neutral, first, second, whichever you may need to go into. And when you do get ready to shift, before you even turn it on, you want to push the shifter down one time. That's going to ensure you're in neutral so that it will start for you. The key, make sure key is on. There is also an engine run or off on the clip here. And most of the time they are red. You want to make sure it's in the run position. Run position here. And then this is the ignition button. It says start on it, pretty easy.
Neutral light.
And whenever you push the clutch or the shift down once, it should always show neutral. The four-wheeler will never start if it is not in neutral.
Click up one.
If it's not in neutral, the light will not be on.
And the four-wheeler won't start.
Yes, so it has to be in neutral so that the four-wheeler will start. When you go to start, push the fire button here. It says start. You want to let it run for just a couple of seconds so that you can make sure that the fuel is actually injected into the engine. If you start it and then automatically take off, then it will die on you because the fuel has not had a chance to circulate into the engine itself. Whenever you are done running the four-wheeler, you have to make sure that the battery itself is plugged in. This has to be plugged in every single night, or the next person, whenever they get ready to go and spread, do whatever, the four-wheeler will not stay running at all. Now, speaking of gears, we have to make sure that you're going to shift down into first. That's what a lot of people run into. You want to shift down into second, third, fourth gear. If you do that, the four-wheeler will not run. So in order to shift it into first, you always want to make sure that your brakes are engaged. That way, if for some reason you are touching the throttle, it's not going to take off on you. Shift it into first gear. You're going to push down one time. Once you shift down one time, pull up, it'll go into first gear. You pull it up again, it'll go into second and third. If I were to go to take off now, the motor would not run because I'm not in first gear. You noticed I pulled up 3 times. So I'm going to push down 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm back in neutral. When spreading in the field or spreading around the arena or anything, the only thing you'll have to do is go up into first gear. You will feel the four-wheeler move, and that just ensures that it is in first gear.
And your neutral light will go off.
Yes, and the neutral light will go off. The throttle here sometimes it can go really quick. So if I just barely push the throttle, I will start to move. If I push it too fast, you're going to take off, and it doesn't need to do that. So what you want to do is just barely push it, and it will take off to where you need to. Now if you are You're going to turn it clockwise. The reverse light will come on. Then you'll be able to let off of the shifter and you'll be able to go in reverse. Always remember, whenever you are in reverse, your steering is backwards. To go left, you need to turn right. To go right, you need to turn left.
We'll work on that later. Don't go backwards, guys.
To get out of neutral, you will just need to pull up one time. Keep in mind, once you pull up one time, it does not go into neutral. It automatically goes into first gear. So you won't have to click up again to be able to put it in gear. It automatically goes into first gear.